Good evening, and thanks for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Janelle Finch. Mark has the night off. Let's get started. New tonight, 9 people are in the hospital after a mass shooting on the Hollywood Boardwalk in Florida. We now know at least 3 of those victims were children. Officials are still trying to piece together exactly what happened, but they say the shooting happened after a fight between 2 groups.
Right now, we do have 1 person of interest detained, and right now we're also searching for an additional suspect. At this point, they're believed to be a black male with dreads, a black short-sleeve shirt, and camo shorts.
We're still waiting for an update on the victims' conditions. We'll continue to bring you updates as we learn them. Happening tomorrow, a Moses Lake man accused of killing his wife will be back in court, this time for a plea change hearing. 54-year-old Charles Bergman and his wife Teresa went missing from the Spokane International Airport in September. Her body was found a few days later in a remote field in Lincoln County. A plea change hearing means Bergman is expected to enter a new plea. He previously pleaded not guilty. We're wrapping up a beautiful Memorial Day here in the Inland Northwest, and it looks like that's going to be the case for the rest of the week. Let's get straight to meteorologist Michelle Boss to tell us more about the week ahead. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, yeah, not a lot to complain about this week if you like very summer-like weather, and we're going to be seeing the start of meteorological summer on Thursday, June 1st. Taking a look at satellite and radar right now, we're ending a day that was dry just about everywhere across the Inland Northwest outside the higher terrain right along the Canadian border. But we've got clear skies out there right now, and temperature-wise, still pretty mild. 70 in Spokane, though it has fallen into the 50s in Deer Park and Sandpoint. Temperatures generally in the 60s and 70s across the region. Short-term forecast keeps it simple and quiet. Clear skies overnight. A sunny start to tomorrow. We'll bottom out in the mid-50s and headed up into the upper 70s, maybe a couple degrees cooler than today. Overall, a beautiful day. A little bit of a cool down Wednesday and Thursday with partly cloudy skies, but then temperatures will be headed right back up for the upcoming weekend.
Thanks, Michelle. Today, the nation pauses to remember the brave Americans who gave their lives defending our freedom. Earlier this morning, a symbolic tribute at Fairmount Memorial Park paid respect to fallen veterans from the Inland Northwest. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk was at the memorial service today as dozens gathered for the ceremony.
A touching tribute at Fairmount Memorial Park, more than 3,900 American flags fluttering in the wind. Under clear blue skies, dozens of veterans and their families paid tribute to the brave men and women who gave everything for our country.
Here in the great Northwest, we have lost a total of 378 servicemen. Since last year's ceremony, unfortunately, we have lost 2 more military members from our local area. They have died in training accidents.
Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles delivered the keynote speech.
Most of the time, they were in places they'd never been and fought and defended the freedom for people they didn't know.
Knowles says his father was an Army captain and both of his grandfathers served in World War II.
He did not talk about in his letters home about what he was doing, what he was enduring. He was asking how my grandmother was.
As sheriff, Knowles says he can't equate police work with serving in the armed forces, but says it's service nonetheless.
When somebody puts their life in danger willingly to protect others, you develop a bond that many people sitting here today and many of the people we're here to honor keenly understand.
Today's ceremony included a flyover of a plane used in World War II.
For the men and women who did not come home, who gave all, I know that I have to honor them by being the best American I can be.
In Spokane, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Now to Night Beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Spokane police are still looking for a man who they consider to be armed and dangerous. This is 33-year-old Ryan Shawls. Police say he shot a man Saturday afternoon in the Hamilton neighborhood near North Foothills. The man was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Shawls is a convicted felon. In March, he was arrested after an hours-long standoff with police. They're urging anyone with information on where he might be to call Crime Check. That number is on your screen. The Nez Perce County Sheriff's Office is trying to identify the body of a man pulled from the Clearwater River. On Sunday, deputies were called to the river near Gibbs Eddy off of Highway 12. They found the body of a white male described with brown hair and a red beard. He is about 6 feet tall, 250 pounds, and has 2 tattoos, one on his right shoulder and the other on his right calf. If you have any information about his identity, contact the Nez Perce Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. A person of interest has been identified by police in the death of a teenage girl from Spokane. Last month, Samantha Kalinchuk's body was found dumped in a field near Yakima. Her death is being investigated as a homicide. Police have named 37-year-old Juan Carlos Sandoval. He is a convicted sex offender who reportedly knew the victim. Sandoval was arrested a few days after the body was found on unrelated charges. He remains in jail this evening. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text the word NIGHT to 509-448-2000 and we'll send them right to your phone. A tragic story out of Western Washington tonight. A 1-year-old died after being left in a car outside in Puyallup. It happened Wednesday when police say temperatures outside were in the 70s but topped 100 inside the car. Puyallup police say the mother, who was fostering the child, became distracted and left them in her car as she went to go into work at a social services job at the hospital. Hours later, she came back to the car and rushed the child into the hospital, but it was too late. Tonight, police are reminding parents just how dangerous rising temperatures can be. New tonight, 4 teens are still on the run after escaping from Echo Glen Children's Center in Western Washington. Yesterday, 7 teens escaped after assaulting a staff member and stealing her car. 3 were caught within the first 2 hours of the escape. This is the 3rd time in less than 2 years inmates have escaped from Echo Glen.
We definitely don't want anybody that committed those kind of crimes to be out in the open. I hope they catch them.
This comes less than 2 months after the facility received $8 million to make security upgrades, including a perimeter fence and a new system for cell checks. In a peculiar burglary on Lake Washington tonight, the suspects were dressed head to toe in wetsuits after police say they used kayaks to access a home from the water. Surveillance photos show 3 men all dressed in wetsuits and face masks. In national news, there have been no confirmed deaths after a building partially collapsed in Iowa Sunday. And tonight, city officials are saying that's all thanks to quick actions by first responders. Late last night, part of this 6-story building came crumbling down, leaving behind massive piles of debris and trapped tenants.
A lot of people saying help when the building came down, but that did not last. 2 or 3 minutes, and then the whole area was silent.
K-9 teams helped search for residents. Firefighters led 12 people to safety and rescued 8 others. The cause of the collapse remains under investigation.
Are they representing us?
Supporters of now impeached Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton rallied in his home county today. More than 200 people showed up to say they're not happy with their own Republican representatives for voting to impeach him. In a joint statement, those representatives said, quote, "It was an incredibly difficult vote, but sufficient evidence indeed exists." Across the globe, the city of Madrid is seeing massive rainfall, enough to flood the local metro stations. Videos have been trending across social media showing rainwater pouring down station steps and causing large pools to form on platforms. Schools and daycares have been shut down all week because of the rain. And that was KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time.